I couldn't believe what she said. Not at my birthday. Not in front of our son. Not while holding the hand of another man. To my paycheck with a pulse. That's what she called me. Then she raised her glass and laughed. Everyone froze. Even the man beside her, young, smug, dressed like he lived in gym mirrors. He stopped smiling, but it was too late. The humiliation had already landed, and something inside me quietly broke. My name is Nathan Rivers. I'm 48, small business owner, father to a 17-year-old son named Caleb. And until that night, I was a husband, the kind who cooks every Saturday, who buys flowers without a reason, who keeps his vows, even after she stopped wearing her ring. That birthday dinner had taken me weeks to plan. 12 guests, close friends, a meal I made from scratch, roast beef with her favorite rosemary glaze. Even the wine was imported, the same bottle we had on our first date. She walked in 45 minutes late. No apology, no explanation, just my son looked down at his plate. My best friend muttered something and excused himself to the kitchen. But I smiled, because when you've been quietly discarded for years, your face learns how to lie before your mouth does. I let her speak, let her raise her glass, let her deliver the line she thought would make her feel powerful. Cheers to my walking ATM. And then she sipped, and then she smirked. And then I stood up, not with rage, not with a shout, just calm, too calm. Enjoy the wine, I said. Then I sat back down and finished my dessert in silence. She didn't come home that night. She didn't call either, but I wasn't waiting. I had already checked into a hotel by then. I had already called my lawyer, and I had already signed every paper. That would remove her from the life she pretended to cherish. That was just the beginning. The next morning, she sent me a voice message. Her tone was light, too light. Hey, babe, about last night, it was just a joke. You know how I get after a few glasses. No apology, no regret, just spin. I didn't respond. I didn't delete it either. I saved it, labeled it, proof. She came home around 2 p.m., expecting what? A cold shoulder? A minor sulk? Another chance to charm her way back in? Everything was still where she left it. Almost. The bed was made. The towel still damp. My watch on the nightstand. But I was gone. Not in panic. Not in anger. Gone in stillness. Gone in decision. Not a suitcase packed. Not a note. Just absence. She called again. This time, a little less amused. Nathan, can we please talk? You're being dramatic. Dramatic? You walked into my birthday dinner, hand in hand with another man. You call me a cash cow, to my face, in front of friends, in front of my son. And I'm the dramatic one? That night, Caleb texted me. Are you okay, Dad? I told him I was. Even though I wasn't. He asked if he could come stay with me. I told him, of course. He didn't ask about his mom. And I didn't offer an explanation. Some truths are best left quiet, but never forgotten. I didn't cry. Not that night. Not the next. The sadness didn't come in waves. It came like fog. Slow. Suffocating. Invisible from the outside. I moved into a small suite. At a hotel near the freeway. Beige walls. Flat lighting. No memories. Perfect. I didn't unpack much. A change of clothes. A razor. My laptop. That's all I needed. That and distance. I stopped answering calls. Stopped checking messages. The only people who had my room number were my son and my lawyer. And even then, they called only when necessary. I wasn't looking for peace. Not yet. I was looking for silence. The kind you earn when you spent years being spoken over. I spent the first week, waking before the sun, cold shower, Black coffee. No music. No noise. Then I opened spreadsheets, bank accounts, asset transfers, tax filings, legal documents, every piece of paper she had once ignored. I studied. I controlled. My lawyer called it strategic redirection. I called it taking back what was mine. We moved everything into a trust. For Caleb, the house, the business, the portfolio, even the lake cabin she mocked as my man cave with plumbing. All of it locked away, untouchable, not out of spite, but survival. She didn't notice right away. She still thought this was just a long sulk, a dramatic episode, something she could patch over with a few soft words and familiar perfume until the first card was declined. Then her gym froze. Then her spa access revoked. Then the lease transfer she tried to sign bounced back, rejected. That's when the calls started again. Panicked, rushed, unsteady. I didn't answer. She messaged Caleb. Do you know where your father is? Why is he acting like this? He didn't reply. He didn't need to. He had been at that dinner. He had watched me, watched her, and he had decided, all on his own, which parents still knew how to love without cruelty. I wasn't planning revenge. Not then. I was rebuilding, in silence, brick by brick. No outbursts, no rage, no theatrics, just documents, deadlines, decisions. I became smaller, on the outside, more invisible, less reachable. But inside, something was changing. I didn't plan it like a trap. Not exactly. It started with one dinner invitation. To her, sent in the mail, handwritten, simple, no return address. Just 5 words. Dinner. One last time. N. She showed up, of course she did, in a blue dress I hadn't seen in years. Not the exact one, but close. Her makeup was soft, not seductive, not dramatic, just unfinished. She smiled, like she had a plan, but her eyes, they searched the room, like she was walking into a test she forgot to study for. I had picked the restaurant carefully. Quiet, dimly lit, cloth napkins and soft jazz. The kind of place where people speak in lower voices and lies echo louder. We didn't hug. We didn't touch. I pulled out her chair. Old habits, not nostalgia, just choreography. She unfolded her napkin too fast. Her hand shook. Then came the small talk. Things have been strange. I've been thinking. I miss the old us. I nodded when appropriate, smiled once, but inside, I was counting seconds. The waiter brought the wine. She reached for her glass, paused. To better beginnings? I didn't raise mine, just looked at her. This is a beginning, I said. It's an end done right. Midway through dinner, I slid the envelope across the table. She blinked. What's this? Closure. Inside, finalized divorce. No alimony. No claim on trust assets. No loopholes. Legally binding. Ironclad. She read the first page. Then the second. Her hand trembled. Eyes darted. Voice caught. You're cutting me out of everything. I sipped my wine. You made a toast. She raised her voice. Too loud for the room. That was a joke. People turned. She shrank, lowered her tone. I didn't mean it. I leaned forward, voice even. No anger, just facts. You meant every word. The laughter was just decoration. Her face changed, a flicker, the moment she realized there was no path back, no more charm, no more manipulation, only signatures, only silence, only consequence. I paid the bill, stood. As I walked past her, I paused, leaning close, just enough for her to hear. Today's our anniversary. She looked up, eyes wide. And you chose this? I didn't blink. No, I whispered. You did, the moment you raised that glass. Then I left. She didn't follow. She didn't call that night, not the next, but on the third day, she texted, "That was cruel. I didn't deserve that. You're not who I thought you were." I didn't respond, because she was right. I'm not the man she thought I was. I'm not the man who would stay. After the toast, weeks passed. The silence grew roots. She stopped showing up, stopped reaching out, stopped pretending. But I wasn't celebrating, because peace doesn't feel like a parade. It feels like breathing without effort. It feels like walking into a room and not scanning for emotional landmines. It feels like locking a door and not listening for footsteps behind it. I moved into a smaller place, above a bookstore, smelled like dust and cedar. Perfect. One mug, one chair, one quiet morning at a time. No ghost of her in the halls. No wine glasses with lipstick I didn't wear. No photos trying to rewrite a love that never really wrote itself. Caleb visits once a week. We order Thai, sit on the balcony. He talks. I listen. Then we switch. He tells me he's proud, not because I fought, but because I didn't. You walked away with your spine straight. That meant more than any court ruling, more than any revenge, more than any apology I never got. I found a photo the other day, from years ago, me and her, smiling, pretending, on the back, forever, no matter what. I burned it, not with rage, with grace. Let the smoke carry it to wherever forgotten things go. When we finally let go, the last message she ever sent was just one sentence. "You really never look back?" I didn't reply, because the answer wasn't mine to give. It was hers to figure out. Each time she looks in the mirror and sees the silence she created with her own toast. Now, I wake early, make coffee slowly, open a window, and let the light in. No drama, no performance, no audience, just a man who finally knows peace is louder than revenge. And walking away was the real victory.